Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm gonna be talking about the new One Piece anime that's going to be coming out. Apparently, it's in production right now. Um, and there's been some new details that have come out about this new One Piece anime. Um, that is going to be done with Netflix, collaboration with Netflix exclusively, and it's not is it Toei or not sure if it says yeah, okay, so Toei is involved. Okay, so we talk about this new anime because this is interesting. There's a lot of unanswered questions about this anime. This new anime, but we've got a little picture of some of the things that are happening. For one thing, they made an announcement that they are going to not include a lot of the filler material that was that you see in the current anime. And it's kind of weird because the current anime right now that's adopted from the manga adaptation, that's still running right now. I mean, it's still going on. There's just a bunch of batch of new episodes that have been just dropped, at least the dub ones. That I still haven't gotten an opportunity to watch yet. But my point being is that anime is still going on, and it's probably going to be still going on for a couple more years, depending on when Oda officially ends the story. Supposedly, it's supposed to happen this year, but we'll probably have anime adaptations of it for the next couple of years of the current anime. So this new anime that Netflix is, involved with, which is basically a retelling of the old anime, and the manga, but without the fillers. So the episode, so there's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot less episodes, for this new anime, in comparison to the current anime that's been running since 1999. And the idea, I guess, for this new anime, because I do think, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I personally think this new anime that they are producing is completely and utterly pointless. Um, because, excuse me, um, it's basically the same story that you get from the current anime that you have. Now again, they're gonna not have fillers in there, but there's also some anime episodes in One Piece that are specifically episodes that weren't written in the anime or weren't written in the manga, but are canon to the manga. So are those episodes not going to be included? There's a lot of unanswered questions of like what exact filler are going to, because there's going to be some filler they're going to have to include, because even Dragon Ball Z Kai couldn't get away from that. Like there's going to be some ads that they'll have to put in, add-on fillers that they'll have to keep in. Um, because Kai even had to do that. But personally, I I have the same energy when it comes to this. I had the same energy when this come to Dragon Ball Z Kai. Um, is that Dragon Ball Z Kai, is just a remake of the original anime. So, without most of the filler, that's all it is, right? So why are we you know, making a new version of it? Same thing I said about Dragon Ball Z Kai. I still firmly stand by that point back in the day when I said that we didn't need a new anime. And the only people that will say that is, well, the English dub, even though most people that watch the dub, is what kind of got them into the anime to begin with. But, people will still say that, that had no influence on anything, because you got a lot of subtitle fanboys that will still try to defend that argument, because, people watching stuff on television is somehow not going to resonate with people. Right? We'll still have subtitle fans that will still try to cling on to that bullshit ideology. That, watching something on television isn't going to get someone interested into something to begin with. But that's my point with One Piece, though. Like, I don't think they need a new anime, and if it's just going to be a retelling, it's kind of utterly pointless, because if you've watched the story, you already know. The only thing that the new anime will do is people that have not watched the story from the beginning, because in Japan, One Piece has been going on since 1999. All right, for us here in the West, United States specifically, for me, it's been since 2005, because 2005 is when I started watching One Piece. I started watching it on Toonami during the 4Kids era of One Piece, when it was dubbed by 4Kids. So that was my exposure to One Piece, which again, I point out to the fact as how goofy as the 4Kids One Piece dub was, and how completely inaccurate it was to the story, with a lot of the censorship on death. That's what got me into One Piece. If I wouldn't have saw that show on Toonami at that time, I probably would not have gotten into One Piece, because it would have been too... Because at the time when I watched that, I was like either 12 or 11. In 2005, I was, middle school, basically, right? I would have had no incentive to start watching One Piece if I had realized the show was this long of a series. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have had no incentive. I was a kid back then. I had no incentive to watch something when there's millions of other animes that you can watch, right? Millions of other shows, especially at that time when I was in middle school, that I could have watched if it wasn't for the 4Kids dub. So anybody who tries to tell you that, the 4Kids dub didn't really have much of an impact, that they're full of shit. Because it did have an impact, for better or for worse. Whether you hated that dub or not, that dub is what got you probably into One Piece, if you're watching it as a kid. I know it did for me. And I've talked to people that have said that they had kind of the same experience with it, despite how bad it was in terms of the censorship that 4Kids did for it at the time. It still opened the door for people that watched it, and when they stuck with it, eventually, Funimation got it, and it got better, right? So, and now we have it still to this day, but over 1,000 episodes, and that's probably the only thing. That's probably the only incentive when it comes to One Piece. The incentive is with the One Piece, the incentive is with this One Piece new anime is that you're getting an opportunity to watch from the beginning. So, like, this to me, this anime more or less kind of benefits newer fans more than it does to older fans. Because honestly, why would I want to watch a new series just because it has updated animation? It has updated animation. Why? Why would I care that the animation's updated? All right, or has a different animation style or whatever. Why would I give a flying fuck about that? When I currently am watching One Piece right now, the current season. There's no real incentive to to watch it over again. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe other people will be more interested in it than I am, but honestly, if it's just the same material that I've already seen, why would I need to want to see it again? I mean, yeah, I mean, there's some of the censorship shit that 4Kids did that, obviously, this new anime might, interpret that better because 4Kids butchered that, with Nami's mom, for example. She was thrown into a dungeon where she could spend the rest of her days, which, we all know she actually was killed by Arlong. But like shit like that, that's probably the only thing that would benefit is like what I've already seen that stuff now from YouTube clips. I've now seen the censorship. Laboom, how they handled Laboom with the damn cannon thing, right? That there was no Laboom. It was an iceberg or whatever. Well, it was an iceberg, yeah. It was a freaking big iceberg, and Luffy blew it up with a cannon. He blew it up with a cannon because it's canon, right? It's totally it canon, right? It canon. That's obviously a joke. That's not canon. But anyways. So there's that. I mean, that's really the only thing, I honestly I have no incentive to watch it, and same thing in my mentality was of going back and watching the redubs of Funimation's work of how the show should have gone, but 4Kids censored it. I had no incentive to go back and rewatch that stuff. Now, some of the clips have been on YouTube, and I have seen those things to kind of get me along. And I noticed that, obviously there's been some recap episodes that have kind of helped that as well, that One Piece has been doing lately on the current series. But, outside of that, there's really no incentive for this. And that's another question, too, that I have to bring up. Since Netflix is producing this series, right, or is in collaboration with Toei and Shueisha and all those other Japanese companies that are involved with One Piece, are we going to have the same dubbed actors involved? I'm assuming the same Japanese voice actors are going to be involved, but, I'm a dub watcher, so I care about the dub actors. Are we going to get the same dub voice actors for the main cast, or are we getting or is everybody getting recasted for this? Since this is through Netflix, different studio. Netflix has Union now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of those the voice actors that are in the One Piece cast, I can't say specific, I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them are Texas in-house, which a lot of them are non-union actors. Again, I could be wrong about that, but I'm just going up an assumption from some of the things that I've researched before. So, are we gonna get the same voice actors from the Funimation cast in this new Netflix series for the English dub? That's another question, because to me, if they change the dub cast in this, that would be 100% turn off for me. That'd be 100% turn off for me. If they decide not to use the English voice actors, the original, sorry, not original English voice actors, the Funimation English voice actors. I don't think they're going to use the dub actors. I don't think they're going to use the 4Kids dub it, though that would be kind of interesting if they did. That would be kind of interesting if Netflix brought in the 4Kids dub actors to dub the new One Piece. And it wouldn't be that actually, I'm actually liking that idea now. if they bring in the 4Kids dub voice actors to do this new One Piece series, to kind of redeem them for the bad script that they were given for 4Kids, and actually play it out that way. That would actually be interesting. I actually now like to see that. But unless we're getting like something like that, we're either getting the 4Kids actors, or most of them, because I'm sure some of them are not like even doing work anymore, but or have moved on with other things. But if we can get most of the 4Kids actors in this new anime, or the Funimation voice actors in this, then that would be more of a selling point. But if they're not going to even have those guys and women in there, then that's going to be a tough sell. That's going to be a tough damn sell for me to be invested and put more watch time into something that's literally the same thing that you can watch on Crunchyroll at any time, right? Not to mention Netflix doesn't do home media releases. Is this going to be on home media? I know this is a Japanese project as well, but is this going to be on home media? Because if it's not on home media, that's going to be another problem. Because you're not going to be able to even own this rebooted, retelling version of the anime. Okay, so a lot of problems. I have a lot of problems with this this new series, and I just don't know if it's worth putting any time in. To me, this feels more like something that Netflix needs more than anybody else does, because obviously Netflix has a successful live action series thanks to Oda, who has been helping out make sure that Netflix doesn't screw it up like they did to Cowboy Bebop. So that would be the many concerns about the new anime. Yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think. I would like to know what people are thinking about this. Are you guys interested in the new One Piece anime? Are you updated in the updated animation, or what are you guys thinking? Because me personally, I'm not sold on this yet. And I'd love to hear more people's comments, maybe get more insight onto what people are thinking. Maybe you can convince me otherwise. But right now, as I'm making this video right now, I just don't see the reason to commit to something like this when we have the series right now, and we're still not even finished with it. So by the time this new series comes out, for season 1 or whatever, the current One Piece anime is still going on. So I mean, what is the incentive here for me to watch this? If it's just gonna be another Kai thing, I have no interest in that. Because you guys know my feeling on Dragon Ball Z Kai. I prefer the original Z anime. The dub, just to clarify, I am a dub watcher. I am a dub watcher. I don't watch the subs. Okay, this is a dub channel. Okay. I prefer the original DBZ dub, English dub, over the DBZ Kai dub with the Falconer score, some of the other voice actors that didn't come back for Kai, and there's some dialogue I do prefer over the Kai dialogue. So that's my thing. That's gonna be the thing with the One Piece. If they're gonna do something like that, I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it, man. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, if you like this video, my videos, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for latest content. Thank you. And that's about it, guys. I am the S Ultimate Goku. I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure besides my YouTube channel to follow me on the Twitch, the Instagram, and do have a Discord link in the description where we discuss various topics, including this one here. And now I'm out. Peace.